Big Mighty God did it again. You woke up on the right side of the dirt, so let's give God a praise. This is John, Lakin and Friends. What's up, everybody? This is your boy, John Lakin, and welcome to John Lakin and Friends. Welcome to John Lakin and Friends. We thank you so much for your continued support of John Lakin and Friends. We're about to lift up a praise that says, just in the nick of time, you came through with my miracle. Glory to God. This is my testimony. When I needed a miracle, when I couldn't see my way out, I was searching for the open door, yeah. And I was down and out for the count. Everybody say, yeah. Just in the nick of time, you came through with my miracle. It's my testimony. Just in the nick of time, you came through. Big mighty God, He did it again. Everybody say, listen, when I needed a miracle, yeah, hey, when I couldn't see my way out, I was searching for the open door. I was down and out for the count. Everybody say, just in the nick of time. Anybody glad about it? Oh, you came through. You came through. Big mighty God, He did it again. Yeah, everybody say, Big mighty God, He did it again. When I needed a healer, Big mighty God, my God. When I needed a deliverer, Big mighty God, He did it again. He did it again. God did it again. Some kind of way. So look back and wonder how I made it home. When they asked me how I made it out all right. He did it again. God did it. God did it. Who did it? My soul. Gotta tell you thank you. I gotta tell you thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, He did it again. God did it. He paid my bills. And He kept me healed. He kept my family. Wrapped His arms around me. He did it again. He did it again. They just did it. When did God do it? Just it. Say you came through with my miracle. Say you came through with my miracle.
My name is Betty Spells Price. I'm the president and CEO of Cobra Construction and Design Incorporated, a general contracting and construction management firm located in the heart of Columbia, South Carolina. Our clients include educational facilities, religious institutions, retail establishments, administrative buildings, and so much more. We specialize in creating beautiful spaces with functionality and community at the heart. As God blesses us, we bless others. Our dream is to make your dream come true. Cobra is the one-stop shop for all of your construction needs.
James, the first chapter, verse 2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face many trials of many kinds, knowing that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let that perseverance work, so that you'll see the finished work, that you've matured, you're complete, and you lack nothing. Listen, I know that you've been through a lot through this global pandemic. I know that things have been shaken up. I know that you've lost some things, but I just want to let you know, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, if you hold to God's unchanging hand and you persevere through it all, you'll see that you've matured, that you've been completed, and that you are not lacking anything. I want to let you know, hold to God's unchanging hand. This is Elder Hamilton Jacobs, and this has been your motivational moment with John Lakin and Friends.
Anybody got a made up mind for the rest of your life? You gonna serve the Lord? Here we go. Here you go. Come on, let's go. I hope you know it. Come on, everybody help me say, for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. I'll serve him. I'll serve him. For the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. I'll trust him. I'll trust him. For the rest of my life. I'll serve him. I'll serve him. For the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. I'll trust him. I'll trust him. Because he's been so good. Been so good to me. Oh, yeah. Set me free. For the rest of my life. Come on, let's say it again. Everybody say, for the rest. For the rest of my life. I'll serve him. I'll serve him. For the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. I'll trust him. I'll trust him. For the rest. For the rest of my life. I'll serve him. I'll serve him. For the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. I'll trust the Lord. I'll trust him. Because he's been so good. Been so good to me. Oh yeah. Yeah. Set me free. For the rest of my life. I'll serve. Come on, let's say it again. Hold the music. For the rest. For the rest of my life. I'll serve. I'll serve him. For the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. I'll trust him. I'll trust him. For the rest. For the rest of yeah. I'll serve him. For the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. I'll trust him. I'll trust him. Because he's been so good. Been so good to me. Oh yeah. Set me free. For the rest of. Come on, here we go. Let's take it out to the drive. I'll serve the Lord. 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 I got a made up mind. I'll serve the Lord. That I serve the Lord. I'll serve the Lord. I got a made up mind. I'll serve the Lord. That I'll serve the Lord. I'll serve the Lord. Yeah. I'll serve the Lord. I'll serve the Lord. I'll serve the Lord. Because he's been real good. I'll serve the Lord. Anybody know he's been good? I'll serve the Lord. Anybody know he's been good? I'll serve the Lord. Anybody know he's been good? I'll serve the Lord. Anybody know he's been good? I'll serve the Lord. 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 Yeah. I'll serve the Lord. Because he woke me up this morning. I'll serve the Lord. Started me on my way. I'll serve the Lord. Put food on my table. I'll serve the Lord. Gave me a brand new day. I'll serve the Lord. I'll serve the Lord. I'll serve the Lord. I'll serve the Lord. I'll serve the Lord.
Welcome back to John Lakin and Friends, and let me tell you, it is my extreme honor to have the pastor of All Nations DC with us, Pastor JJ Hairston. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, bro. How are you?
Man, number one, you have this incredible record that you have recently released with Jamestown Music and with Tribal Music. Let's talk about that collaboration, because y'all have been cooking up the heat as of late. What has been going on in your world? Come on.
Man, I'm so excited about this partnership with Tribal. As we know, Tribal is the record label that launched Maverick City Music, but since then, they started to release projects from other artists like myself, Todd Galbraith, and a few more are coming, Tim Bowman Jr. So we're excited to be a part of the team. We're still maintaining our label, Jamestown Music, and it's a partnership. And it's great because now that my wife and I are pastoring, we needed to connect with another team who was able to push our music while we continue in this work. So they've been the perfect team, and it's a perfect marriage between what they do and what we do.
And let me tell you, they have been known for excellence in ministry and in industry. It's been absolutely wonderful to see what God has done with tribal music. And let's talk about the pastoring side, because you and Pastor Trina, I mean, literally, you all are setting the world on fire. Literally, I'm a virtual member of your church. Absolutely love what you're doing up there at All Nations. Kind of talk about what God is doing there at All Nations DC.
Man, so All Nations DC is just an amazing church that we have the honor of leading. I can't make it seem like it's our church, because it's its own thing. This is the Lord's church, and He's pastoring. He just has us in place to help steward. And, you know, the most amazing and rewarding thing about this journey so far has been watching my wife come alive in ministry, because you would not think that 2 years ago, she was not touching a microphone. She wasn't speaking, she wasn't doing anything. And now she's like a fireball. And it's all because of what the Lord is doing, and because it's being pulled out of us through this people who are just desperate to hear from God. So it's an honor to pastor All Nations DC.
I mean, and we can certainly see the praying power that Pastor Trina walks in. It's absolutely, it reminds you of the mothers of old, you know, how they would stir you up. Like literally. So let's talk about this new record. I mean, you got the who's who of gospel music featured on the record, as well as singing with you. You have some incredibly talented singers and musicians. So how do you find these incredible singers that God has favored you to serve in ministry with all of these years?
So, honestly, it's just an amazing thing that I've been able to connect with such amazing singers all over the country. Youth for Praise started as a church choir. We were based in Bridgeport, Connecticut, but now Youth for Praise is all over the country, literally. We have singers in Atlanta, Chicago, Texas, New York, Connecticut, all over, and in the DMV. So we're just honored that people who have amazing gifts and talents, and their worship leaders and ministers of music choose to give their ministry and contribute to this ministry. And the great thing is, when we get together, John, you've been there, we lay our titles down and just come together and worship. And what you see is just this conglomeration of people who are really strong in their own places and places of worship, but we come together and make one sound. And it's an awesome thing. I'm honored to be a part of it.
And see, I commend you as not just a pastor, but a worship leader, because you release your singers to actually flow in their own anointings. You know, a lot of times the head leaders sometimes can be a little in the way, and they don't really release the people to actually flow with what God has given them. But listen, on this record, you got Travis Green, you got Denisha Ballard, which is she preaches a song. And Travis, of course, is our brother. He is just oil personified, you know. And of course, you have Bonita Jones opening the record. First off, the opening prayer alone already stirred up revival, okay? And so so with all of the singers that you have featured on this record, how did you know, and David Wilford, right now y'all have this, like y'all are batting 1,000 right now, you know, it's just something that works, you know. How did you kind of, you know, figure out how to put what voice on what track?
Honestly, it's really happened organically. Bonita, once we had the songs, I kind of knew, okay, this person will work here. And to be honest, I knew that the record needed to start off big, because I just believe that when you're serving a big God, your praise should be big. It shouldn't be, you know, I mean, of course there's worship, which we are able to be a little bit more intimate. But when you're talking about giving God praise, the Bible says that He deserves a great praise. So we try to give Him a really strong and exuberant and vibrant praise. And one of the best people to do that, in my opinion, is Bonita Jones. She just comes in strong and knocks it right out. And then, of course, like you mentioned, Pastor David Wilford, we got this thing musically. We've been doing dates together, and it's just something happened. So I'm really excited about all the singers. Travis Green and I, we've been writing together and singing together for at least a few years. So all of these songs were not just features. It was like really partnerships in music that came together, and what you hear and what you feel is a result of an organic partnership that's been built musically.
Beautiful. And the beauty of it is in Apple Music and where music is streaming, you have not just the audio project, but you have the music video coupled with the audio project. How has the pandemic shifted our attention to visual arts and to the things that are visual? Because now every artist automatically has music videos. And so how has that helped to shape what artistry looks like for your ministry right now?
Well, the crazy thing is now being partnered with Tribal, and obviously because of the effect Maverick City Music had on music, because of their visual presentation, there's an expectation that every song will have a video presentation. It wasn't even an option for us. Not that it needed to be, because fortunately I have a son who
my good brother, you know that is my real friend, J4, and to see even that he's doing in visual arts and creative arts ministry is absolutely incredible. How all of this really set the stage to pull out of him and out of your ministry what God is doing.
Absolutely. So he dreams out. It's so funny. Like, this is my son. This is not like a spiritual son. This is my son, and to have him now kind of dreaming out what things need to look like is amazing for me, because, I birthed him, but now he's actually birthing the visual look for our sound. And so it's really been an awesome thing to have him kind of direct what we're going to do. So even when it's time for us to sing and record, he's dreaming out what it needs to look like on the back end. So now what you see is what he birthed. What you hear is what I birthed. So it's all in the family. It's all amazing. And we give God glory for Believe Again, because now it's not just JJ Hairston's presentation. It's a group of people who come together and put this thing out in the world, and people are able to receive from it.
Carbra Properties is a boutique real estate sales and development firm here in Columbia, South Carolina.
And our goal is to show our clients how to build generational wealth through real estate.
Our website is www.carbraproperties.com. You spell Carbra, C-A-R-B-R-A, properties.com. And you can find us at Carbra Properties on all social media platforms.
And so let's talk about Thankful. You have an uncanny ability of singing the heart song of the nations. Like, people like, I look at singles that you have released, it's like your spirit agrees with songs that take the world by storm, because literally we make it a part of our worship. It's not uncommon to go to a service and see a worship leader begin to flow into a JJ Hairston or a Youthful Praise song like I'm Grateful, or Incredible God Deserves an Incredible Praise, or There Will Be Glory After This. I mean, you go to a JJ Hairston concert and you're in for at least a strong 2 hours of hits that literally, like, I don't even know if you really realize how much you have impacted gospel music during this time. You've been such a light, an inspiration, and you have poured out. And so when you look back over the 20 years of your career, what are some of the most memorable moments that you have that you're thankful for?
Wow. There's so many. There's so many. I can talk about what were personal accomplishments, and then there are songs that were really close to my heart. There was one song I could say was a personal accomplishment. We were for the Resting on His Promise record. Everybody knows me. I have two favorite singers, Donna McClurkin and Dorinda Clark Cole. And there's a song that I wrote called Bless Me. And first of all, Donna McClurkin was supposed to be there. Dorinda Clark Cole was not Bless Me. It was Still Mighty, Still Strong. That's what it was. And Dorinda was leading it, and all of a sudden, Donnie McClurkin walks in the room. He wasn't asked to come. He just shows up to support us. And at the end of Still Mighty, Still Strong, Donnie McClurkin comes up and sings a song with us. It was like, for me, it was this approval from heaven that says, you have been released to move forward to the next phase of ministry. So I will never forget that moment. But then outside of that, the first time I heard one of our songs being sung in Africa, it was You Deserve It.
Jesus.
Somebody sent me a video of an orphanage, the kids in an orphanage singing My Hallelujah Belongs to You. And I'll never forget that moment, because here you have children who are in a very bad situation. They were destitute almost. But here, there's one of our songs is still inspiring them to worship God. And for me, that was purpose fulfilled, because we didn't come into gospel music to become famous or to get acclaim, but we wanted to inspire people to worship. So the fact that they were doing that showed that we came and were doing what we were inspired, what we were assigned to do for gospel music.
Yes, sir. And so Thankful is an incredible single. Let's talk about, what is your favorite song on the new project? How about that?
Wow. My favorite song on the record is probably The Miracle Is You. The Miracle Is You is a song that we wrote in a writing session with myself and Titus Tucker, a good friend of mine from Chicago, and a young lady named Lindsay Sweet. And it's a song that says something very simple. It says, I've seen a lot of things that you're able to do, but nothing compares to the miracle of you. And that lyric meant so much to me, because sometimes we get so focused on what we want God to do that we forget to give him praise and appreciate him for who he is. Yes. So the song The Miracle Is You is just talking about who he is. He's a miracle, and he's everything we've ever wanted. Yes. That's why I love that song. It's my favorite song on the record.
Yes, JJ Hairston, Pastor JJ from All Nations, DC, and incredible artist. Listen, we salute you, man. We're so proud of what God is doing in you. You know, you've always been a big brother and a mentor to me, and I really thank God for being able to witness the fullness of how this journey has unfolded and how you're blessing the world on so many levels. You stay encouraged, sir. We're so proud.
Thank you so much, John. I always appreciate you. Love you, man.
Yes, sir. Love you too. There's so much more to come after this on John Lakin and Friends. Buy Smart Auto Group, professional concierge dealers, want to help you purchase your next car. There is a dealer capable of finding you any car that you desire anywhere in the United States. And not only can they find the car for you, they can help you get the car financed and delivered right to your very home. To reach the good people at Buy Smart, all you have to do is come to 6729 Two Notch Road, Columbia, South Carolina. Or you can visit our website at buysmartautogroup.com. Buy Smart Auto Group, and tell them John Lakin sent you.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Zion Lakin. I just wanted to ask y'all to go subscribe to my Uncle John's YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so y'all can get notified whenever a video is posted. And also, make sure you visit his website at www.johnlakin.com. My name's Zion Lakin, and I'm here with John Lakin and Friends. Indeed.
Welcome back to John Lakin and Friends. Today's show has been absolutely incredible. I want to thank God for all of our guests today, and I want to let you know that no matter what you're going through, God will get in it with you. I also want to take this moment to send love to the family of Keith Wonderboy Johnson, my friend and quartet legend. He also featured my song, Living Testimony, on his latest record. I'm super proud to have known him as a brother and a friend, and his legacy will live on forever. Have an incredible Sunday. What would you say to a young man or a young woman who has a gift, who has a talent, who's interested in stepping into the music ministry and industry? And, you've been doing this a long time. So what would you tell them for them to be able to have staying power during this season?
A few nuggets. One, you got to have your own relationship with the Lord. You got to know you called to do this. That's one. Then you must be a member of the church. You must have guidance, a spiritual covering. You got to have a pastor. Then you would know what steps to follow, because you can't expect your ministry to be blessed. You ain't paying your tithes. You ain't doing nothing you're supposed to be doing.
You're preaching now.
And then you have to be original. Be yourself. Can't nobody tell your story better than you. So, everybody have their own story. And what else? Patience. This is not a microwave thing. It don't happen overnight. Nobody blessing come overnight. And I think if you keep those things and be realistic with yourselves, you got to realize, be realistic. Everybody can't be, Kirk Franklin.
That part.
So that it might not be in the books for you to be a big superstar, but you be the best of what you can be and what the Lord put you there to be.
Yes. Well, let me tell you something, man. You are certainly a superstar in our eyes, and we thank God for you. Everybody, let's put our hands together for my brother, Keith Wonderboy Johnson. We love you, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me, cuz.
Yeah, man.
John, my cousin.
Y'all need to know it.
Everybody in that circle, we all related.
All us cousins, they need to know it.
Put those hands together. Come on. I just wanna be right. 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 When you see me singing my song, I just wanna be right. When you see me walking up, I just wanna be right. God help me sing. Oh yeah. I just wanna be right. Say right. Hey, oh. Listen, yeah. When you see me singing, I just wanna be right. Yeah. When you see me testifying, I just wanna be right. When you see me reading my Bible, I just wanna be right. Yeah. When you see me giving God the praise, yeah. Oh yeah. I just wanna be right. Anybody wanna be right? Oh yeah. I just wanna be right. Wave your hand and say right. Oh yeah. I just wanna be right. Come on and help me say right. Now y'all know what? Let's have a little more church. Yeah. Be right. Be right. Be right. I want anybody here wanna be right. Anybody here wanna be right. If you wanna be right, you ought to show some sign. Come on and let's bring. Come on. Yeah. Chicago, I'm still testifying. Look at me. I'm a young man.